What is up, guys? Got a fun deck for you today. And going back to Nilfgaard, been a little bit of a moment, and I know many of you hate this faction right now, and I don't blame you one bit. Very, very toxic. But we're doing Enslave 6, right? So this is based off of a video Fuchsia Briefs had a while ago, and it's a very, very interesting deck. Like, I feel like if you're tired of like brain dead, completely binary matchup stuff, and you want to play a deck where you kind of have to plan a little bit to win, and your hands never feel entirely bad, I think this is a good deck for you. Um, it's not the most like completely sit there and just counteract every single move, but I feel like with this deck you kind of have to plan your moves very carefully, and you kind of are hoping for some draws and get some things lining up. But it can be devastating in some ways. It kind of has a counter to a lot of different things. And now if those cards get answered, you're screwed, and you will find that's the case. But with having Enslave 6 and cards like Kahir and complete tall removal here, and then just lots of bronze removal, like you stand a good chance of like shutting down opponent strategies. So it's fun in that regard. And the idea for him was it's Enslave 6, then we're also making use of Nova. So because it's control, and because you have Nova, you really, really want red coin. And you always want red coin in Gwent, but you really want it with this deck. And you hope that you can at least push them enough and you can get out of the round whenever they want, and most of the time hopefully dry pass on you, and then you can just jam down Nova for a perfect 8 points of carryover with a Veil and a shield. Great stuff. So there's some slight changes I made to this list from his, but it's pretty similar. And if you honestly wanted to drop Enslave down to 5, which Enslave 6 is maybe a little overkill, you could definitely fit in like yoink over here, like invo stuff out. Now have coup de grace, which is a tactic you can do. There's some other 9 provision stuff that could work. But yeah, that's kind of a little bit of our view. We'll run through it really fast. Slave 6, basically anything you see on there that you want to take, you can pull it back. Really good against stuff like Syndicate and Northern Realms. But even like Nilfgaard, you can take their Hefty Helga. You can still Matic, things like that. Pretty solid leader, but it can also fall flat in some matchups where it's really only taking 5 points, which it's playing for about 10. Right, still in 5 and putting it onto your board, so not too bad. Nova, pretty cool card, like massive amounts of carryover, gotta love it. And the kind of deck restrictions a lot enables you to build, I think, really fun decks, and you can fit a lot of golds in there if you want. Mata, this is because we don't have a Neuromancy, and what's nice if you're not doing Nova, Royal Decree is the tactic, so it can kind of help with this leader, but it's just another kind of draw card to get us what we want. Kahir, if Kahir can stick, can straight up win you matches because you're negating all the boosts your opponent is getting, and if you're slowly removing, this card alone can win you games, but I mean, it's very, very vulnerable because it's row-locked, and if they can answer it in any way, you're screwed. But you will find it can absolutely shut down some decks. They'll go for it's just 9 provision tall removal. Sometimes I'll even hit it on the range row. If you have a unit that's ready to die from bleeding or something, and you think you're going to pull out a decent unit, it might get you more points. Fion, Defender, this helps protect Hefty Helga and Kahir, and it also spawns a tactic, which is really nice. Bribery, complete high roll card, but we got the tactic slot. Marching orders, play the lowest unit from your deck. This is hitting typically Fion, so you can really mulligan him away and pull it out with marching orders, or it can hit Menno or Artorias. Pretty good in that regard. Glorious Hunt, I did this over Treason because Treason is very awkward to play, and a lot of people know to play around it. Glorious Hunt is a little scary with Nova being an 8, but against something like Monsters, or before you have Nova down and they just have a really 5, 6, 7 power unit, you can just get rid of it. It's pretty decent, but like Yagurn's down on the field, it can absolutely smack into that. War Council, terrible thinning card. It hardly ever gives you what you want to see, but it's tactic. 8 provision, sometimes it does. Hefty Helga, phenomenal here if it sticks. Been pretty hard recently too with Matic decks running around because they can purify and kill it, but if it sticks, it's utterly devastating. Menno, tactic decks, you gotta have him. Artorias, we only have Impera Brigade, Venendal Elite, and the Imperial Diviner. So we always have a Purify in hand. We have just kind of some points down, or if these are both in deck, he can pull them out and thin them. Experimental Remedy, really good against Northern Realms. It sometimes will just be a bronze card that you want to play. It's nice that it's 5 provisions, because I believe this was 6 provisions at a time. I could be wrong on that, but 5 provisions, pretty. You can really pull some good cards from it. Diplomacy, again, a high roll card, not super great, but can give you something that's a little proactive, which control decks can lack, so it's good in that regard. Assassination, damage unit by 6 is huge if your opponent doesn't respect it. You can get some great removal. You'll see that in one of the games coming up. Coded weapons, we had some provisions, so I took out Attorney Joust and moved it to coded weapons, because damage the enemy by 5 is good, because unlike assassinations, which if they adequately play around, you're only hitting by 4 if they protect it. Coded weapons can get in there, but really with coded weapons is it's nice for just a little bit of junking. We're not playing super toxic clog here, but kind of a nice to have over Attorney Joust, because you get 1 extra damage, and then it can be a little bit more hurtful, and it can put some junk units back into your opponent's deck. Like, you can really hit some hard cards that can throw off their mulligans. Pair Brigades, Thinning, and Elite. We got all these tactics, so these can boost up to like 10. It's pretty great stuff. Diviner's Purify to get through defenders, and then, right, you're going against Clog. Diviner takes out their Fion. Vilgefortz can deal with Golgrim. And then Attorney Joust. You could definitely take Coded Weapon to Attorney Joust, because you can also, benefit Attorney Joust. You put it on an ally unit to give them a shield and boost it by 4. But actual attack slot. So yeah, there's the deck. It's pretty good deck. I definitely recommend to give it a little bit of a try if you want. I think a control deck that's not just completely dish out stuff and then have 1 or 2 point slam cards at the end. It is kind of like an edge of your seat deck. Like, okay, I gotta counter this, gotta counter this. Okay, please hope this card sticks, which some people don't like, but other people I think might find that appreciative. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll hop into the games. Kiki probably could just also be a Thrive list. Could be something weird. A lot of times weird monster decks use Force of Nature. So let's see. Alright. Love to have that. Unfortunately, we are on blue coin. We like the red. On this one, I mean, honestly, you kind of like red coin on just about every deck in the game. Alright, easy mulligan. We need a unit, though, for our soldiers here. That's probably not super helpful right now. Guess we don't need 2 of these. Okay. Well, probably bricked a bit on these. And it's unfortunate we didn't get any of the elites. Really want those. We can try and Hail Mary it here, I guess. Sure, let's see what we get.
Lieutenant Flout.
Perfect. I don't think it matters what row we played at. Oh, maybe I should have clicked that in case we see a Pred Dive. Misplay on my part. You always gotta respect that card, and I'm definitely not doing that. In my defense, I haven't played Gwent for like a week, so gonna be a little rusty with some of the matchup things. Alright. Oh, let's get rid of that.
Target acquired.
Opponent here failing to respect. We're gonna go on Pop the Magic Lamp now, so we're set, but our opponent failing to respect our assassinations. So that's pretty good to see. And what's good about this, now we can use our Imperial Brigades. So far, shutting off Parrying Phantom is really good for us to try and at least help get us up enough points where we can get the pass and get out of this round. If they do seem to be a normal Thrive list, they definitely play slow, but Thrive list will, about 5 cards in, they hurt. And there's Artifact Compression, a card that has shown up a surprising amount. But I mean, it's for what it's worth, it's pretty decent. It'll be a little high rolly, but especially with the addition of, like Veil being around and a lot of cards that you would want to lock. But I'd say it's a fairly popular tech card. I run into it a lot. Okay, so seeing a Parrying Phantom and Ada makes me think it's a Thrive list. But they haven't played any Thrive units though. So we'll keep playing. Just go Imperial Diplomacy here. Yeah. And if they have any, Pred Dives or anything like that, which I think we're safe at the moment, but if they did, get a little extra value out of it. Really like the premium on this card. It's kind of a shame it's not a little more playable. I mean, she's a phenomenal artist. Her Gwent cards are just, the artwork she does are some of the best. And like that, there you go, monsters back in it. We can maybe go ahead and take the pass because we kind of do want the Nova, but if we get bled, that's a little scary. I think we'll go ahead and pass. But yeah, Thrive is starts off slow, but after they've played about 5 cards, you're in deep trouble, and you're not getting out of that unless you're willing to commit some of your big removal cards. Kikimor Queen decks, on the other hand, their round ones can be decent because monsters are just good for point slam, but they're definitely like an all-in round 3. So we'll see what we're going up against here. Should be able to counter some of it. Okay, this is an easy mulligan because we do have marching orders. This is kind of terrible. So click that. Okay, Glorious Hunt could find value. Now, Glorious Hunt's a little risky here because you'll find many times that Nova might be your top. How much is he going to push here? Because we could just go into Coded Weapons and do a little chunking up here. I think that'd be pretty decent. Because I want to save the Artorias here in case, because if it is Kikimor Queen, they're probably playing Defender, and we want to make sure we have Purify. So I think we're going to do this.
The Empire will be victorious.
Not getting great value out there, but it's negating thinning for him. And it kind of can maybe junk up some of his draws. It's a decent little play. If he keeps going, then we'll probably do Artorias into Venendal Elite. Okay, we get the pass. And we're going to jam Nova. Gotta love that premium. Nova was the, she was the card that was like, it was kind of meant for like monsters, like if it was in your deck or graveyard, like it would come back out or something like that. That was the Nova one, right? I don't know, because the Seer cards just weren't super playable. Okay. I still think that card is terrible right now. Yeah, we're getting nothing good with it. That is decent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't complain. Do we really need to fish for anything else? Honestly, not really. So, we'll stick with this. Very good hand. I guess we'll go ahead and play this. Because the considerations we have here, right, is we go ahead and do Hefty Helga so we can go ahead and start responding to things instantly. Or the issue with that is then we start playing completely reactive to our opponent, and this keeps losing value. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with this first.
Hellcat!
Then we'll go Helga. And another kind of awkward sequencing that we have to consider is Artorias here. Do we go for a Venendal? Or do we go Purify in case we suspect a defender, but we could also use the Book of Forts for defender here and then go otherwise with their just normal damage. So now I think we're going to go and go Artorias.
The senses can be fooled easily.
Gloire and cat there!
Not a bad play. Alright. Now we'll drop Helga. I wish the premium was for this was cooler. Like, it kind of just goes up and down. It'd be nice if I could shot the stuff off, right? And maybe it does. Maybe I'm stupid for getting this wrong, but from what I know. Alright, here comes Kiki, more queen, I expect. Oh, what? What are you trying to do there? Okay. Good thing. There's the forfeit. Oh my gosh. Well, that was easy. Gosh. Okay. So is this gonna be Matic or is it just gonna be the older style? This will be an interesting matchup though. Okay, we do have red coin. Good to see. We'll kick this. Alright. Let's get our own Matic. Be absolutely worthless because we get to play it one time. Saber-tooth tiger. Okay. So it's unfortunate we don't have this or Artorias or kind of a way to get that. Can maybe just go ahead and see what we get with this.
Music marries cultures, connects folk to one another.
Well, making a bomb's gonna hurt here. Now pyrotechnician.
Have you seen a fuse?
We'll get this next. Yeah, I was just double checking if there's any other course of action that we wanted. Don't think so. Got a really nice Venendal Elite going though. What I really like with this deck is sometimes the hands can just feel really nice. Yeah, there's making a bomb. There's Matic. Okay. Should we do coded weapons onto that? Just totally meme. What we could do here is do like Tourney Joust like onto our unit. So then it's gonna absorb the damage and then gonna kill that because it's at start of your turn, yeah. I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. Because we kinda have an awkward hand here. And then his Matic isn't hitting into anything worthwhile. Unless, of course, making a bomb, but you'd want to hit Matic first and then play making a bomb. But that still gives some value. I ignore that train of thought. That's why that card's really good for this deck. Okay. Would it be Horn? I don't think so. I don't think it would be... Incinerating Trap is most likely. That or Pitfall. I don't think he's playing the Row Punish one.
Our daughters are faring far better than you.
Shut up. Let's go with this. Might get some terrible pings. Wait, why didn't he transform that? Why didn't I punish that? That wouldn't have mattered. With the highest base power. Yeah, I should have done that. Wait, should I just seize the Matic? I should just seize the Matic, right? Yeah, I could have played that way better. My brain just shut off. I should have like Glorious Hunt and then just seized the Matic earlier. But that's good that we took that away from him. Might have had better seize targets, but that can be a little oppressive. So, yeah, I apologize for the misplays there. And honestly, my course action could have still been a misplay, but I still think that's what I should have done. Is punished the saber-tooth tiger thing and just gotten the Matic out of there quicker. Okay, that is 100% Mahakam Horn. Glorious Hunt, it's base power. So it's gonna kill that. Nice. Not so immune now, are ya? Nice ping. Nice ping. Okay, we're doing good here. Despite my misplays. Next course action, I mean, we honestly can just throw down a bribery whenever we want. Don't really care too much. Okay, here could be a huge difference when it comes to negating his gourd. Like if this is able to stick, which I don't expect it will. But you never know. Maybe we can get a decent coated weapons target. We can just go for like a bribery, see what we get now. Nice. Okay. That negates a Neuromancy, and that's probably more important than winning the round, right? Because if losing round in this does not matter too much for us, because we kind of almost want the dry pass and we get the Syria Nova down. Okay, well, that's out of the equation. Okay, well, he didn't transform that again. Couldn't really do much. Minnow into anything here? No, I think we get out. We got, yeah, it was Horn. Yeah, I didn't think it was at first, but then when I saw that he put the two immune units side by side with it. I mean, we got Horn out, Saber-tooth Tiger, Say Synthesis, we got rid of his Neuromancy, we got Treant Boar out. Matic is gone for him. We did expend, but not in the worst way possible. Okay. Get you out of there. It's honestly not the best. I think I'm gonna kick you. Syria Nova, come on. Experimental Remedy will be somewhat useful, but come on. We want Syria Nova. Do we try and hit it? So we would go Menno into War Council and see if we hit it. Ready? Let's go. Let's go.
Nothing will stop us.
Come on.
Lieutenant Flout will lead the
Oh. Okay, well at least we know we're getting hefty. Helga.
Agrototum anima est, spes est.
That's unfortunate. But I mean, it's still 8 points and it has a shield, which isn't too bad. But probably have, is it Moondust, the Purify one? So they could get past the shield if they needed to. Okay, easy mulligan. The experimental remedy kind of sucks here. So this is going to pull Artorias. Yeah. Okay, not a terrible hand. But we're going to need Defender down for the sake of protecting this, because Moondust 100% will absolutely annihilate it. Their leader will. So should we lead with Fion here? I guess we could go ahead and do Artorias first. Nah, we'll go ahead and go with this. We'll see what he has. Play it melee.
Let their blood break their bones.
I was trying to get some synergies with him spawning the tactic, but what can you do? I mean, this is very good chance he gets purified. But if he uses his one Moondust for that, well, no, because he still has a leader. So, nice Peller. Yeah, I guess that's a common tech card for this
Little
deck.
souls in your wake shall ne'er deign forget your sake.
All right, play this.
Go on, Enkazer!
See if he gets anything down that we actually want to start removing. Maybe Helga is just kind of something we slap down towards the end. Shuru here can be scary. It's not like a massive board wipe for the opponent, but he can definitely kind of take out all the units that we do have. Okay, there's Rebuke. Do we try and even let this live? Okay, how much does Venendal play for? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it comes in as 6. It's not bad, and Artorias is down. Or do we just try and see if the hefty Helga lives? I guess we go and see if it lives. I highly, 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 highly doubt it. But we gotta go for it. Because the consideration would be as we try and play it later in the round. But yeah, there it goes. Rough. Last save would be nice too. Okay.
What is truth if not an illusion?
Hellcat!
This isn't looking super hot. If Kahir sticks, I think we're in a good spot, but I think he'll probably have a heat wave. That's unfortunate we don't have last say. Oh. Decent dancing star. Hey, we'll take it.
Special
That was
prize,
an easy click.
just for you, love.
Get them to be a little bit more livable in case he doesn't have just Yeet Wave. He actually has to fight for something. Bye bye. Really slow. Should we maybe just go ahead and slap this? Like, if it's gonna die, it's gonna die type of deal. Because everything else is pretty bad.
As you wish.
If it sticks, I think that's our chance for winning. But yup. It'd be nice if it summoned Nova. Well, who cares, right?
An interesting choice.
Oh.
And cat down.
Gore's just gonna win it for him, unfortunately.
I never miss.
This is kind of a sad game. Should have probably won round one. If I had probably played that a little bit better, taking round one, even just having Bilgeforts to kill Gord would have put us in a good spot. Alright, opponent. Have fun. Thank you for not playing the last card. Thank you. I appreciate it.